Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, the Signature Series Sheer and Layered Shade Program launch. We're very excited to have you on the call today. Presenting today, we are going to have Kim Slowey, who is our Senior Product Manager, and she'll be walking you through the program. We also have on the call today from Sales, Ed Hughes and Sandy Hahn. In Marketing, we have Elizabeth Purcell and Kelly Kobler, and myself facilitating the training today. So at this time, I am going to turn it over to Kim Slowey.
Good morning, everyone. So today's agenda, we'll start off with an overview of the program. We'll go through some of the consumer benefits, and then we'll also review the sampling and marketing that will be available with the new Sheer and Layered product launch. Starting off with program details, we are excited to let you know that this program is launching on May 20th. The program consists of two products, the Sheer Shades. That is the 2 layers of sheer fabric with the veins in the middle. So it gives you the view through of a horizontal with the soft, elegant look of a fabric. It's a very intricate and delicate approach. And then we also have the layered shades. This is where you have the overlapping fabric, alternating sheer and solid stripes, provides a lot of flexibility with light, and this is a very simple and striking, very modern look. Signature Series advantages to this overall program. We are finally able to provide you with a full portfolio of product. This assortment includes trend-right fabrics and colors that are exclusive to budget blinds. Both the sheer and the layered does include a fabric-wrapped cassette balance, and that is standard with the product, so there's no additional cost. Sheer shades, the nice advantage here is our design, the bottom rail actually completely rolls up right up to the cassette, so you have a very clean view when you have the shade all the way in its raised position. The components, so the end caps and cords and cord guide are all color coordinated. We are offering this program in both a continuous cord loop and motorized. This is a very easy to sell and easy to buy program. The assortment itself makes it very easy for your client to make their decision, and then it's also very easy to install. You're all familiar with the solar roller program. The brackets are the same, so very simple for your install associates to learn the product. This also includes a very high quality sample book with large fabric swatches, so it makes it much easier for your client to see the fabric, get a feel for how the program works. And then it also includes beautiful inspirational photos to inspire your customers. If we talk specifically about the sheer shades, the vein construction on the sheer shades are very unique in that it's a single piece of fabric. There are no glue lines or stitches to mar the look of the shade itself. It is an exclusive patented process where the fabric is woven as a single piece of fabric, and then threads are removed to release the vein itself. We do offer 3 vein sizes, a 2-inch, 2 3/4, and a 3-inch, and we have 2 levels of opacity. Once again, I mentioned that the components are all coordinated and the fabric wrapped cassette balance is included as standard. With our exclusive fabric design, we do have less light leakage and an enhanced privacy fabric. The layered shades. We offer 3 levels of opacity, sheer, light filtering, and room darkening. Once again, there is no disruption with seams or cords. It's very easy to have kind of that horizontal effect where you can see out if you choose to, or you can move your stripes to filter or provide privacy. This is also available in both continuous cord loop and a motorized option, and it does have the fabric wrapped cassette balance. So why should you be selling the Signature Series Sheer and Layered Shades? First and foremost, now your signature program, your brand, is a complete portfolio. You have all of the solutions that your customers need. As I mentioned, this is an exclusive fabric offering. They're unique products with a patented process. The fabrics themselves are trend-right with the colors that we're offering, and as well as a beautiful palette of neutrals. And they've been developed to really avoid trade-off sales between the collections. They're unique in their appearance and unique in their styles. We also mentioned earlier that they are easy to sell and easy to buy. The collection is the right size for your client to make their decision. Of course, with Signature Series, the best experience is part of that, and that is our wonderful customer service and sales team that you all deal with on a daily basis. Also, sheer and layered shades provide a softness to the room, offers some sound absorption from the fabric itself, and it helps to prevent UV damage to fabrics and carpeting within the room while still providing a view to the outside. So how do you sell this product? As you know, it's a very luxurious upscale product. So as you talk with your customers, it's really important to get involved and engage them from an emotional standpoint. As they look through the beautiful photography, they'll be inspired and they'll want to be that person that has that home that they look at. You know, really speak to the softness that these products offer to the room. It provides the protection while still creating a luxurious premium look in their room. Features and benefits to really focus on, as we talked about the weaving process. The fact that there's no glue beads or seams are really something to call out when you're working with your customers. It's a very seamless, consistent look within the product. The fact that they can get a view to the outside while their shade is still down is a great benefit to this product. And then once again, the fabric wrapped cassette gives it a very complete, concise look, and then it's a program that they should be able to make their decision and choices rather quickly. Before we move on to the marketing, do we have any questions?
Yep, so we do have one question that came up. Showing the larger shades, how heavy are they? Would an older client need the motorized option?
That's a great question. Because this is fabric, obviously they're not going to be anywhere near as heavy as a horizontal product, a faux wood or a real wood. I cannot, off the top of my head, provide a weight. I can look into that to give you a little bit more detail, but they are relatively light, and with having the clutch, that does help with the lift. I will take back that question and see if I can get some details, maybe a pound per inch or something that might be able to provide a little bit more guidance. Let's talk a little bit about the sample book. Many of you may have seen the sample book at the convention. We were really pleased with the number of books we've sold. We still have books available and hope to have all of the franchise owners having at least one book in their collection. This sample book does contain both products, so it's one book, two product lines, and it is a high quality book. As I mentioned, it has large swatches, which makes it very easy for your customers to get a feel for the fabric, understand how it's going to look. We also include, in addition to the beautiful photography within the inspiration catalog, there are also two other tools that help with selling. One is a rail color card that provides you the opportunity to really help your client understand the customization that they'll get with this product, be able to see what bottom rail color we would put on the fabric as a standard. If for some reason they want to change that color, they're able to make that choice and we can produce the product with a different rail color. And then also there's a card that allows for measuring depth, and it helps to really visualize how far out, if the product is going to be installed inside the window casing, how far out it might protrude into the room. Do we have some questions on the sample book?
A comment, and it says, we received our sample books today. They are beautiful.
Well, thank you. I'll pass that along to our creative team. They always spend a lot of time working on developing sampling that works well and really represents the Signature Series brand. So we appreciate that feedback.
And then the next question is there a charge for customizing the bottom rail color?
There is not a charge. It just needs to be specified when it's ordered. So as you'll see in the sample book and in the price guide, we do have what we would consider the standard color. It just needs to be included in the order.
And then the next question, when will pricing be available?
Pricing is being finalized and put into the product information guide right now. I believe it will be posted shortly. I will follow up and we will provide a date.
And that's all I have in the chat room at this time. Thank you.
And then some other marketing support that will be available with the launch. As once again, just to reiterate, the launch is May 20th. The advertising toolkit will be available for the launch. And this is going to include both your print and digital pieces. And as you can see on the screen, there's a few examples of what will be available. And that's really the overall program and the materials that you will have available to you to sell. Are there any additional questions?
Minimum depth required to install is one question. And then second, how much surface is needed for the bracket installation?
Okay, minimum depth for installation is 1 3/8 inches. And then to be fully recessed is 3 5/8 inches. And there, as I mentioned, this headrail mounting guide within the sample book lays out the actual dimensions, and it also provides an actual size card. It is an 8.5 by 11 heavy-duty plastic sheet that allows you to insert it into the window casing so your client can actually see where the blind, once it's installed, will fit within their window casing.
All right, we've got a few more questions that have come in. One is, what are the side gaps?
Okay, the side gaps on this product, once again, this is a clutch style program, and with it being also fabric, the fabric width is narrower than the finished blind width, very traditional to a roller shade type product. For the layered shades, the clutch size gap is 1 inch, and the idle side is 12/16. For the sheer shade, the clutch size gap is just under 1 inch at 15/16, and the idle side gap is 11/16.
What is the maximum width?
The maximum width on this product does vary based on the fabric choice. So within your product information guides, you will see it's typically around page 7 or 8, in that range. We have actual size consideration charts for each fabric. So the maximum width is 102 by 110, but each fabric does vary. So as you're working with your customer, please keep that in mind, and I would recommend having your product information guide with you if you're dealing with a very large window.
Will cordless be available?
We know that as the industry is changing, cordless is becoming more and more important, and that is something that we are looking into and a project that we are working on. I do not have at this time a timeline or a projected launch date at all, but we are aware of the need.
And then the second part of that question was, will motorization be available?
Motorization is currently available in this program when it launches on May 20th. And all of that information will be available in the product information guide.
And then just a clarification, just verifying the depth needed for flush mount. I believe it was 3 5/8 inch.
Yes.
For fully recessed.
Correct, for fully recessed.
And I do believe that is all the questions that we have in the chat room, as well as the Q&A.
Wonderful. Well, I thank you all for your time.
Just as a reminder, everybody, we do have another webinar that will be coming up. Our next webinar will be held June 4th. It will be at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And we actually are going to talk about our new motorization launch. So we ask that if you have time, come join us and learn a little bit more about that. And we greatly appreciate you spending time with us today. I do see another question that just came in.
Okay.
What about Smart Lift Pull Lift for this program?
At this time, that is not one of the lift options available. We will take that feedback and look into the availability of that type of lift and see if it's something that we could add to a future project update. Okay, thank you all. We're excited to have Shear and Laird added to the Signature Series program.
Greatly appreciate everybody attending today's webinar. If you do have any further questions, feel free to contact the account team or your field sales representative. They'll be more than happy to help you out. Have a great rest of the day. Thank you, everyone.